welcome to the GrapeSEED official podcast. We are continuing on with our Meet the New Global Team podcast here. We have Sawin next, who you've heard on multiple times in the past, but now he's going to be joining the team as well. So welcome back to the show, Sawin.
Yeah, thanks for good to be back, Adam. Thanks for having me. Those are the words. That is the order.
Great start. Great start. Not like it's your first time or anything.
Yeah, yeah. It's to be a returning podcaster.
Well, we've talked about this in the past, but those episodes at this point are such a deep cut that I don't even remember the answers. But how long have you been part of the GrapeSEED family at this point? Like a GrapeSEED teacher, coach, or any other position?
I think we're going on 10 years here.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to believe.
What have your roles been along the way?
So I started off as a GrapeSEED teacher in Japan, and then I went on to work for GrapeSEED Japan as a coach for the Japan training team. And then I spent a short time on the consulting team working with managers, principals, and then I was on the curriculum development team, basically developing new products for GrapeSEED.
So lots of different hats.
A lot of different hats, not all the same size or shape or color. It's been fun. It's been an interesting journey, and I'm really excited to working with you, Adam, in the future, working with you again, So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Absolutely. It's a full circle type of situation. 10 years ago. Good gosh. Those different hats you wore, did one of them have 3 corners or feathers?
Yes. Sharp, pointy, a strange choice, but you know what? It's good. If it's for it's the functional notional approach. We gotta have a hat with 3 corners and feathers.
What unit is that again? Is that like 23?
It's up there. It's up there.
Somewhere around there. That's another deep cut GrapeSEED joke for you veteran GrapeSEED teachers and teaching those upper units.
Hardcore GrapeSEEDers out there. You'll see it someday.
So all those different roles you've had, how have those shaped your thinking about GrapeSEED?
That is a great question. Starting with the curriculum development team, having been a teacher and then getting onto the side of developing curriculum, it was such an interesting experience, right? But I think the core of it is that it was just really heartening to know that we have a wonderfully kind and talented team of people. They're always reviewing like teacher feedback and the current version of the curriculum. And they're also creating new tools and products for teachers to help teachers do what they do better, to help students learn more efficiently. So yeah, having been a teacher, it was really heartening to see all the thought and effort that goes into the program.
How about from your time as a coach and then on the consulting team for Japan?
With the consulting team, I think it was interesting because I had the opportunity to sit with not only managers and principals, but also parents for, parent presentations and that sort of thing, hearing their thoughts and feelings, what they were excited by and what they were concerned about. And of all the people that I got to speak to, not all of them were English speakers, right? But many were excited by what GrapeSEED could do. And language is one of those things where you have to know it, you have to understand it to really appreciate it. So when a student says something with unusual fluency, right, I can look at them and feel the weight of their accomplishment, of their effort. But to a non-English speaking parent or a manager or principal, it might go completely unnoticed. So I just really learned to appreciate the role of these stakeholders. They kind of maintain the course, right? Despite not knowing the final destination, they value it for the people who are on the boat, right? They plant the trees for the shade, even though they won't get to enjoy it. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing. So yeah, being on the consulting team just helped me appreciate those people and in this entire sort of process of learning and teaching.
Both boating and gardening metaphors. I like them.
Yeah, you know what? I got to get at least one growing metaphor in there. I'm new to sailing. I've also never sailed before, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what else we can work in. For coaching, gosh, how has that changed my view on GrapeSEED? I mean, I think everybody knows that professional development or coaching is important, but before becoming a coach myself, I didn't appreciate the degree to which it's true. GrapeSEED is a global curriculum, and it's so hard to grasp the scale of that. There's so many teachers using it, there's so many students learning from it, and there's so many coaches trying to maintain the same level of quality and integrity throughout that entire system. And that just takes a lot of coordination. And it's kind of an endless job, right? An endless shaping and guiding of our most powerful stakeholders, the teachers themselves. And how do you approach a task that's endless, right? You got to really you got to put on a brave face, and you got to get in there, and you got to do the best that you can, right? So I have so much respect for what coaches do to help teachers do their job better and more easily, and with less stress, so on and so forth. So just a lot of respect for coaches.
That's a really good point, and that's going to be something that we're going to be working on in our new role here, is trying to help the local team coaches as much as possible and give them all the support that we can give them. I think what you were talking about before about there not being an endpoint, that's a really important distinction to make between a coach and most other types of work, right? Because usually at the end of the day, you can check off, like on your checklist, the different tasks that you're doing at your job. But for coaching, there's really no end, right? And even if you get a really good teacher, for example, like an Aaron Jones that's been on the podcast a lot, or a Matthew Green, you get to a point where it's really hard for you as the coach to come up with anything useful to really tell them about. So you have to dive back into the research yourself, or really look at new novel ways of thinking about the GrapeSEED classroom to try to give them something to encourage them to keep growing as a teacher.
Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. I'm sad to say goodbye. It was a good day, but now I will say goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.